Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
Hello, everyone. This is Roger Chen, and I am from University of San Francisco Center for Business Studies and Innovation in Asia Pacific. And Dr. Liu, welcome to our interview program, and we want to thank you for supporting us. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Thank you, Roger. It's an honor to be invited to this forum. I do think what you do is very important to really record the stories of Asian American entrepreneurs, scientists, technologists for their contribution to the world. So thank you. Myself, my education background is that I got my college education from Beijing University in cell biology and genetics. And then I got my PhD degree in biochemistry and molecular biology from Berkeley, from Cal. My professional history is that after my PhD, I worked at a biotech company called Chiron, which got acquired by Novartis 10 years later for $10 billion. That is back in 2006. So at Chiron, I worked in the oncology novel drug discovery group. And so after the acquisition, I started a new career. So I founded the company Eureka Therapeutics, which is now a clinical stage company developing cancer immunotherapy treatment for multiple cancers.
Mistakes caused my company to miss major opportunities.
Your company had several major moments to explore like a very new, you may also call that very risky new product ideas, right? You know, for example, I think that, I found something from like a TCR, mimic antibody, and also liver cancer drugs, things like that. So these, for many company, these tends to be like a very risky new innovations, discoveries, let's call that.
Right.
So do you, because you have done this multiple times, do you have any kind of a wisdom or advice on how to better manage those kind of a discovery process, discovering the new opportunities, something very risky and but it's worth exploring actually.
Right.
Maybe first you can explain to us in layman's language actually how your company discovered these major new innovations, then share with us your kind of thinking about discovering and capturing those very risky new innovation opportunities.
Thank you, Roger. I said earlier that my guiding principle is to get whatever the best technology available. If it's not there, we have to develop it to really towards the goal of developing a better drug for cancer and for a cure of cancer. So I know cancer is a complex problem, but I distilled it into two major issues. One is how do you identify cancer cells? Second, how do you kill cancer cells? I put it as an X and Y axis. It's all about this. Actually, you can plot every new cancer drug progression or evolution into this 2D graph. So I mentioned earlier, my first Eureka moment is the best way to distinguish or identify cancer cells by seeing something inside the cancer cells. That's my first Eureka moment, right? It's almost like you identify a bad guy by really see through what he's thinking rather than the clothes he wears, right? That's the first one. I think, oh, great, I solved the first problem, right? Then I'm still hitting the second problem. What's the best way to kill a cancer cell? So in my early days, I use the antibody to kill. Antibody has certain, tumor killing functions, cell killing functions. But then I have another Eureka moment is that I think it's around time about 2012, 2013. Then I had a chance to learn a new technology called the T-cell therapy. Then I remember I was on the way back from New York to San Francisco. I had that moment. Hey, T cell is the best killing mechanism. If I can combine the two, then I solve the problem, right? I have the best tumor identification technology and has the most powerful cancer cell killing technology. These two, put it together, that'll give me the best chance of, a cure of cancer. So that was the second Eureka one. So that's what Eureka been doing in the past 10 years now. Yeah, is really our product right now in the clinic is for treating liver cancers, which combine these two new technologies. Yes, but having said that, the lesson I learned is that I should have done something simpler, and the company would be a multi-billion-dollar company now and a public company by now. It's because along the way, I actually had several opportunities to work on a much easier problem, a blood cancer, still utilizing Eureka's instead of liver cancer. Blood cancer like leukemia or lymphoma or multiple myeloma, using Eureka's technology. And actually what we did develop the therapy for those cancers, and it worked. So, but at the time, I was so headstrong of trying to be the hero, to be the first. So we decided to out-license those easy products and focus on liver cancer. And it turned out liver cancer is a lot more challenging, a lot more difficult to deal with. And those products we out-licensed. We out-licensed to Juno, which turned out, right now, it turned out to be a multi-billion-dollar asset. If I had made the decision to be more, I would say, humble, and say, let's take two-step was. Let's first develop this blood cancer drugs using our technology and achieve success. Then you can actually have more resources, more time to work on some more challenging cancers. So I missed that window, and it's actually by now looking back, those drugs already work, proven clinically, and actually both of them turned out to be $10 billion companies or assets. So I missed that. So.
Well, that's a fascinating story, because last night when I kind of did a search at the ChatGPT, actually I got the message say some cancers such as leukemia now is curable.
Yes.
So now hearing you talking about this is such a, but actually that's a great kind of inside story. Maybe give us more similar stories about your reflection. Let's kind of drive one deeper, thinking retrospectively. What kind of influenced your decision to not focus on these problems, rather focusing on much more challenging problems, the liver cancer? What's the advice to other entrepreneurs who might encounter similar situation to say, hey, this is my lesson? What prevents you to do that and focus on more difficult, challenging issues?
I think I'm more, at the time, I was too arrogant. I was too arrogant. I think
arrogant means what? When you say arrogant,
have the confidence that I found it. I can solve the liver cancer problem, which is a representative of a bigger problem. Liver, we call it solid tumors. Actually, most of the tumors we know of are called solid tumors: lung cancer, breast cancer, pancreatic cancer, liver cancer. So they are more challenging than blood cancers like leukemia, lymphoma, multiple myeloma. At the time, my competing companies already working on those fields already made progress. Even though Eureka, we made similar or even actually better product than them, I have my arrogance is that, hey, I don't want to be a me better company. Just say, hey, me too. I also developed something for blood cancers. I want to be the ones that I solve the solid tumor problem. So I think it's that kind of, and also the confidence, arrogance, think that I can do it. I can do it better than anybody, and I can be the first to achieve the success against a more challenging problem in cancer. I think that is a big lesson I learned. Is that you have to have the confidence, but you can't have the arrogance. So I should have a more 1-2 step strategy instead of all-in strategy.
Thank you for watching.